Oh, more details about Imaginarium Theater. Actually, I'm down to look at this. Okay, let's take a look. Imaginarium Theater. Version 4.7. Permanent combat gameplay called Imaginarium Theater. I mean, isn't this what people have been asking for, like, for forever? Like, I think just the aesthetics of this game mode throws me off. You know, like, Spiral Abyss has this, like, aesthetic of, like, you know, hardcore, hardcore gameplay. You know, like you're going down into the abyss, right? You know, this is the most difficult combat gameplay in Genshin, right? But then Imaginarium Theater with like this whole cutesy aesthetic, like it throws me off. It makes it seem like it's not gonna be difficult. And like if it's not gonna be difficult, then I don't think this is what people have been asking for. Okay, Imaginarium Theater. Ceaseless drama of adventure played out in the okay. Basic rules. Need to be AR-35 or above. Interesting. Spiral Abyss unlocks like before AR-35, right? I don't think you have to be that high AR to unlock Spiral Abyss. Okay, each season of Imaginarium Theater will feature 3 specific elements. First season being Pyro, Electro, and Anemo. Characters that meet the elemental and level requirements can be selected. Interesting. Wait, level requirements? Oh, so like your character has to be like somewhat leveled too for you to use them. Must select all the characters that will take part in this gameplay. Opening characters, 6 characters designated will be set as your initial principal cast. You may also select their trial versions. Okay, so if you don't have the character, you can go for the trial build. Aside from opening characters, you can select multiple alternate cast members. Alternate cast members can be added to the principal cast by completed combat events. Okay. Yeah, characters that meet elemental and level requirements. So they have to be at least level 70, it seems like, for you to use them here. Okay, and a supporting cast. You can select characters provided by friends. So yeah, make sure to add your whale friends, or at least your friends who have really good builds, because yeah, you can use them in this event. Each character will start with 2 vigor. Each time they complete a combat event, they will lose 1 vigor. Okay, so you can only use a character twice. I see. This feels like more of a knowledge check, right? But yeah, this seems like it's putting a lot of pressure on you to know what each character does, right? How to use each character and what kind of synergy you can create with all the characters you have in the character pool. Yeah, and also there's also the restriction of only 3 different elements, right? Like you get a couple like special guest stars, which in this case is like 2 dendro characters, a cryo character, and a hydro character. So kind of an interesting special guest star group here. But yeah, Pyro, Anemo, Electro. But yeah, this is interesting. The opening characters of each season of Imaginarium Theater will obtain fantastical blessings, which offers buffs. Not only will these buffs be affected during theater challenges, but they also take effect in your adventures outside the theater, including Spiral Abyss. And the buff is that after characters join your party, max HP attack and defense increase by 20%. This is so interesting. So these characters, so Arlecchino, Toma, Clorinde, Kuki, Wanderer, and Farzan, if you use them in Spiral Abyss, the party that they're in will get 20% buff to HP attack and defense. I mean, you know, 20% is not like game changing, but it's a nice little buff. During a challenge, you can choose to trigger events to this. I don't know. The impression I get from this is that it's going to be somewhat easy, at least for those who like full clear Spiral Abyss regularly. This is probably going to be easier than Abyss. But who knows? There's also different difficulty levels. Primogems. So first clear, holy, if you full clear for the first time, you get 1100 primogems, nice. And then per season, so per reset, 620. So it's going to give you 620 per reset, not 800 like the new Spiral Abyss will give you. Oh, probably because Spiral Abyss is more difficult. Yeah, right. I think the thinking was that like this game mode is probably not going to be as difficult as Spiral Abyss. Since this gives 620, it doesn't make sense to give the same amount for Spiral Abyss, I guess. So that's why Spiral Abyss will give 800 instead of 600 now. Okay. But yeah, the poses. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get a Raiden Shogun pose, a Jean pose, and a Xiangling pose. Makes me wonder what other things they can introduce as like rewards here besides poses. I think this game mode, again, we'll have to see when it's officially released, but this is Genshin saying like, this is the type of game Genshin is going to be. People want like more difficult gameplay, more difficult combat gameplay and stuff like that, but I don't think we're gonna get that. I think if anything, they make Spiral Abyss more difficult. I feel like Spiral Abyss might get more difficult after this. I mean, they're already increasing the rewards, but now that they have this game mode, right, which again feels a little bit more casual friendly, but again, we'll have to see when it's officially released. I think Genshin has like decided like they want to go more towards this type of gameplay, you know, a little bit more casual friendly, you know, allows you to use other people's builds, right? So even if you yourself don't have the best builds, you could be kind of carried by co-op, by you know, people with really good builds, you know, still giving you a decent amount of primogems. And then yeah, also kind of exemplified by the rewards, right? These poses that you can only use for photo taking, right? You can't even like, you don't use these poses outside of anything else. Like they're just for photos. Yeah, it's kind of like emblematic of like what kind of game they want Genshin to be. Schedule available on July 1st. Okay, so it'll be available, so not immediately once the update goes live. Oh, it'll be it'll be second half of the update actually, July 1st. So we'll have to wait quite a bit until this goes live. But yeah, and then the Spiral Abyss schedule will be adjusted. Imaginarium Theater is going to reset every month at the start of every month, and then Abyss is going to reset every middle of the month. So that's going to be the new schedule. More time to clear your Spiral Abyss and clear Imaginarium Theater, and giving you the same amount of primogems, if not a little bit more, as long as you can clear both of them, right? If you clear Spiral Abyss, now instead of 600, you're getting 800, and Imaginarium Theater is going to replace basically one cycle of Abyss, and it's giving you 620 primogems. So a little bit more primogems than what we were doing before. So if you want to use your own character build, they have to be at least 70. But I think there's some like trial characters. Oh, at least for the opening characters, you can select the trial versions. The alternate cast are from your own roster of characters. But you can also select some supporting cast members. I don't know how many though. And also there's special guest stars. But this doesn't seem like trial characters though. So I think like if you don't have these characters, you can't use them. I'm a little unsure. So yeah, I guess that's also another thing, right? It kind of requires you to have a good amount of characters as well. I don't know if again, I'm only assuming the gameplay of this is not going to be that difficult. Not going to be as difficult as Spiral Abyss. Again, we're gonna have to see when it's officially released, but I guess, you know, even if you have like only 4-star characters, like the rest of your roster for like the elements, maybe you'll still be able to clear it. I mean, we'll see. I think just from the aesthetics though, it doesn't look like it should be that difficult, but that's only an assumption. Regardless, it's going to be nice to get, you know, a little bit more primos.